when I first met her and found out we had the same day. It was just a match made in heaven. And, you know.
This is your first attempt at a full-on period drama.
Right.
Very fun at this stage of your career.
It was. I wasn't sure about the word, Emily, of attempt, because we did do it.
Well,
No,
you completed it successfully.
Yeah, it was. But we were talking about makeup. Yeah. When you have a character like Ben Franklin, who, if anybody's seen a $100 bill lately, would say, I don't see the resemblance there. Yeah. And that was one of the issues which we dealt with early on, deciding whether I should do all the appliances. And I did rehearsal, we tried it out. But it was just too many hours of the day, just getting makeup on and off. So we went with more of a sleeker look, a little bit of Mikey in there, you know, along with Ben, to kind of make people say, oh, I know who that is. Yeah. After 8 hours.
It's more natural. It feels like you, but
it does. Yeah. Ben did not have to wear wigs, or chose not to. Ben was a proletariat. Mm-hmm. He was the beginning of the middle class. Really was. His father was a blue-collar worker making candles, so he had a lower profile.
Yeah, you play this role with such unexpected charm and really swagger.
Right.
So much swag in this character. So tell me, how did you relate to this guy?
Well, you know, I sort of tried to break it into a real person from what I saw. God knows he was brilliant beyond any hope in terms of what he's accomplished in his lifetime, which I knew about. But then there was this other side of him, which was, it was a little charming, like the ladies a little bit.
Like the ladies.
Tended to have a little, imbibed a bit, and realized that to succeed in going over to France and getting this monarchy, King Louis XVI, to support our new democracy was going to need some diplomacy, and diplomacy is more about seduction than it is about attacking. So just use a little bit of Gordon Gekko in there.
Yeah, we saw
put
that.
it back a couple of 100 years and a couple of other things. And I'm very proud, very happy it was turned out. We're getting some very nice reviews and response, and it's not your normal history piece, you know.
It totally is not. You said that you dealt with a lot of doubt throughout the production, which for me is very hard to believe Michael Douglas doubted himself in this role.
Unfortunately, that's what acting is all about. No, I wasn't sure about the simplified makeup, you know, and not saying, well, he doesn't look like Ben Franklin. And although we've never heard him speak, we don't really have photographs per se of him. Right. We have a few formal portraits. All were done by women, by the way. He seemed to be very welcome to allowing women to draw him. So it was a little bit of a concern. You feel this pressure of this extraordinary man. But as we got into it and warmed up, and I looked at the cast around me, who was so good, all the French actors were spectacular. The sets were just amazing. Everything was practical. You think about it, 18th century, 8-hour series, we only built 2 sets. Everything is like 18th century practical. You go shoot in Versailles. So it all kind of culminated and kind of gave him this feeling. And then the scripts were good in terms of evolving into that kind of charm and kind of character, keeping an eye on who the spies were. Yes,
absolutely. I love that you I'm saying attempt, try. I love that you successfully.
There we go. Thank you, Emily.
I'm like not giving you the credit here, man. I love that you successfully executed a project like this. You have a big birthday coming up in the fall.
I do.
Entering a new stage.
New decade.
New decade.
Yeah.
So for you, how does that feel?
Well, since I haven't worked purposely since we did this show in 2022, it's feeling great. I'm 80 in September, and I'm excited about it. And I'm enjoying, I'm not retiring, but I'm taking a break. Something great comes up, fine. And I must say, I took all of 23 off, and I'm into 24, and I've got no big burning desires. So it feels pretty good, and especially getting this response to this show, which we shot actually in 2022, is a nice culmination and feeling good. If you're going to go out, at least it's nice to go out with some generally good reviews and a good show.
Absolutely. You and your wife actually share a birthday. I noticed.
We do?
September 25th. So how does that work in your house? Whose day is it?
Well, when we first got together, it sounded very charming and like a lovely idea. Oh, we'll be together. Since this, we're also probably next year going to have our 25th wedding anniversary too. And I must say, Catherine is getting a little tired of it. I think she would like her day, and I understand that. Unfortunately, on this birthday, she's going to be in Ireland doing the series Wednesday.
Right.
So we'll have to wait until that gets over before we have a little blast. But yeah, that was one of those things that thought, it was when I first met her and found out we had the same day. It was just a match made in heaven. And, but 25 years later, she says, maybe I could have my birthday.
Maybe 80's the year. It's your big one.
It's my big one.
Yeah.
Only 55 for her. So, but we do it together.
Yeah.
But what was interesting is we have this huge number of friends whose birthday is September 25th.
Stop.
We call it Club 925. We must have 25, 30 people who have September 25th as a birthday. And you know why?
Why?
Because it's 9 months from Christmas. So it's all those mother and fathers around the end of the year who say, well, maybe one little shot here before we end the new year. And so there's a lot of people getting pregnant towards the end of the year, and voila, September 25th.
The baby boom.
There you go.
Yeah. 25 years of marriage is an incredible feat, especially in Hollywood, as we know. So how do you guys make it work? How do you make it happen?
I think you have just to remember to be as kind to your spouse as you are to strangers. Sometimes you make more of an effort for strangers to show them what a great person we are than we do to the person that's closest to us.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage everyone to be very, very thoughtful and kind to their partner, and don't take them for granted.
Yes. Are you guys like? I'm single right now, but in the past, I love like a note on the refrigerator. Love you. Have a good day, babe. Is this something you guys do, especially when you're traveling for work? Like, how do you make each other feel special?
Yeah, you certainly acknowledge every single day how beautiful your wife is, and it's stunning every day, and being sort of aware if she has new clothes or this or that always helps. Just an awareness and a thoughtfulness. I think a consideration. I think too many situations happen. People fall into a marriage thing, and you just sort of take the other person for granted. And you got to be careful of that.
Got to be careful. I have to tell you, the notes that your kids have written about you publicly on Instagram are so beautiful.
Aren't they blue? Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's clear that you are a super dad and a superhero to them.
Well, we get along. I'm just so happy that they're into their 20s now, and we enjoy each other's companies. We still enjoy taking trips together, and I am very touched how open they are about their affection for their mother and father.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how are you supporting them in their respective careers and journeys?
That's a good question. All of them want to be actors. All of them are actors. I have an older son, Cameron. He's 44.
Yeah.
He just finished a picture, Bloodlot, that I was in, but he really has the co-star role. My son, Dylan, now is working on a play here in New York, and Karis is going to come into her last year in college, and she's also a lovely actress. So they all know the odds. Our union, Screen Actors Guild, runs about 90% unemployment. So they know what it is, but that's their passion. And I support them, and until they decide they want to do something else.
You say go for it, right?
You say go for it. When you have something that you really want to do, that's the most important thing. So you got to fulfill that desire, or what is beating you up enough, then possibly think about something else.
Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to have lots of success. Your family is beautiful.
Thank you, Emily.
You have grandkids as well, which I cannot believe you're a grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
So what kind of grandpa are you? Are you like painting the nails? Are you playing the sports?
I guess, well, first of all, my name is Bubba. Bubba.
Bubba.
I'm Bubba.
Bubba.
Bubba. Yeah. So I'm Bubba, and Catherine is Zizi.
Zizi.
Yeah, she's Zizi.
Adorable.
Lua is 7, a beautiful girl. Vivian, their mom, is Brazilian, so the kids already speak Portuguese.
Wow.
As well as English. And Ryder's little just great little characters,
Yeah.
the little 3. So I love seeing them. Unfortunately, they're on the West Coast. I'm on the East, so we get to see them not as much as I like to, but it's a treat.
Yeah.
It's a treat. Although I'm glad everybody's out of the house. You know, it's only if you still have children in the house. I mean, Karis is still in school.
Yeah.
You don't quite savor having the grandchildren as much as being empty nesters. You know,
Right.
and then welcome them back in.
Right. Well, you're also welcoming apparently a new family member. Scarlett Johansson is your cousin.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was wild. Yeah.
What?
Finding your roots, and there you go.
I mean,
But she's 6 degrees of separation. There's somebody else who's Scarlett. So
Yeah.
she had a very active family. They were out and around. I haven't caught up with her on that one yet.
you guys, I'm sure will
We'll
chat
figure it
about
out.
the lineage. Well, I would like to do a little career flashback with you.
Career
because,
flashback. Okay.
Yes. It's something we only do with very special people at
I
Access
know.
Hollywood.
Right.
So you obviously have such a storied career. I'm going to read a line from one of your characters.
Oof.
I'll give you hints. You try to tell me what movie.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to play hard? Come on.
Well, that couldn't be. Is that a Wall Street line?
Use your instincts.
That was Basic Instinct.
Yes.
Oh, it's a pretty suggestive line. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. And that's why I couldn't possibly think you would have brought that one up.
Didn't even think about it. Sharon said you guys only met once or twice before reading for that.
Sharon said
Yeah,
that?
she said you guys only met once or twice before reading for that. Do you remember?
Yeah, well, no, I remember distinctly. Actually, Sharon auditioned with Paul Verhoeven, our director, and he sent me this tape, and we just went, wow, that was great. And so I remember we were sort of approving. So any reading after that was pretty much just beginning to get into it.
Yeah.
Because it was a lovely part. She did a great job.
I love that you guys have maintained such a good friendships too, through the years.
Oh, as long as she doesn't bring her ice pick, I'm happy. You know.
No ice picks.
No ice picks.
Okay. No one who makes pate this good can be that bad.
The War of the Roses.
The War of the Roses.
The dog. That was the scene where Kathleen Turner makes the suggestion that the pate is made from our family dog.
Yes.
I think she ends it by going, woof. Remember that?
Yes, of
Great
course.
script. Danny DeVito directing.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know Danny DeVito directed
He directed that, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was.
So did you hear that they're reimagining it with Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch?
Somebody just told me that.
Yeah.
It was a great script, and I'm sure that cast they'll do a wonderful job.
It's very cool. Okay, next up. I don't think having a dinner with anybody's a crime.
Fatal Attraction.
Yes. Fatal. So this is actually my personal favorite of your projects.
Right?
Because you actually called it a very brave film at the time.
Right.
It was. Do you think that's a part of what keeps your bond with Glenn so close?
Well, in part, you know, I mean, especially when it's a successful movie,
Yeah.
you always look back. But I'm more curious, Emily, why that's your favorite line. Is this a movie that you take all your boyfriends to see first before they get any ideas? I mean, you know.
You know, I think it's. Well, I don't know if it's my favorite line. It's definitely my favorite movie of yours.
Okay, no.
It's definitely my favorite
Right.
movie of yours. And I think because you and Glenn, your chemistry is insane. You keep us guessing the whole time. I
Yeah.
can't decide if I hate you or like you.
I know,
Of course,
that's always a good. I do like those kind of roles with both ways. No, she was did a fabulous job again. I mean, I'm very proud of these movies because you've sort of brought up some pictures where the actress really has the best role, has the great role. Both Sharon in Basic Instinct, Glennie in Fatal, and Kathleen was wonderful in War. Yeah, that was also that was an amazing film in terms of how it played and how it hit a chord. A wonderful script, great story, and yeah, Glenn and I had a when you work as intimate as that during the film and it succeeds, it's a good memory.
Totally. Okay, last one. The most valuable commodity I know of is information.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Wall Street. Yeah.
What was it about that role that you think, I mean, it won you an Oscar?
It was a combination of a very well-written part and an excellent director, Oliver Stone, who really pushed me.
Yeah.
Oliver is just a fabulous director. Most every actor has done their best role performance with Oliver. You go to Jimmy Woods, El Salvador, Tom Cruise, Born on the 4th of July, Kevin Costner, JFK, Val Kilmer, The Doors, Charlie Sheen, Platoons, as well as that, and for me. So it was very fortunate to have a great script and a great direction.
Well, listen, we have a surprise for you to wrap this up.
Uh-oh.
Big surprise.
Yeah.
So in honor of you playing Franklin, we wanted to give you your very own personalized Benjamin. Okay? So.
Oh, oh, I love this.
So
there you go. And the extra size must be worth more than $100.
it must be.
Well, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Emily.
What will you be
Thank
buying
you,
with
Access.
that?
I'll be framing this. And in case you get tired of old Ben, remind them. Here we go. But thank you, and Access. Nice to see you all.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.